Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers podcast, episode number 80. 80, Jody. My name is Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
I just blew your introduction there. Sorry about that. Episode 80. Who knew?
Mad, isn't it?
I know, it's crazy. We're almost at 100.
What are we going to do for 100?
I don't know, confetti or something. We'll have to plan something, I think.
Strip naked and run round our gardens?
No. Maybe not. I think 20, is that not heading into winter? Is that a good idea?
Probably not.
Probably not, no.
Then you'll have excuses like, oh, it's cold.
It's cold, there's snow on the ground, it's icy, it's very dangerous running around.
Doesn't normally look like this. All that. It's like a shriveled button mushroom.
Stack of dimes.
Aye.
It's cold outside. Anyway, before we continue, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash that like button, because apparently we've got to smash like buttons.
Yeah, smash it.
And let us know in the comments below if you like the content.
I would just like to say that if you guys subscribe, I'm not promising anything, but we will get better. So the more subscriptions we get, the better we're going to get.
Oh dear. I mean, you can't promise that.
I should put a wee disclaimer, not guaranteed.
Not guaranteed. I'm going to do that. No guarantee. Yeah, guarantee on that.
That may or may not be true.
Although we do release other videos as well. So we do release the podcast. We release the podcast on audio. We do the video version on Mondays, sometimes Tuesday, depends how long it takes to edit. And we also release every Thursday a top 10 as well, which usually features our good friend James Baker. So that's another good bit of content. Midweek, ramp you up for the weekend, get you ready, get your blood boiling now that we're back in the pubs, or some of us are back in the pubs, and you can have that nice little argument about, I'll tell you why this should be in the top 10.
Exactly.
So
get involved, comment, and all that.
Comment, all that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah. Because we want to kind of create a bit of a community, the same way every YouTube channel does.
That's right, yeah.
And that's what we want to do. And if you're listening to the podcast, please check us out on YouTube.
Yes.
And subscribe to us
on YouTube.
We want to be a big channel.
I mean, not like Joe Rogan.
Not that big.
But,
we want to be a mediocre channel.
Yeah, a mediocre channel. That's what we're aiming for. We're not aiming for stardom. We're aiming for mediocrity.
Yeah, not Joe Rogan.
There's a bumper sticker for you.
Aye, not Joe Rogan levels.
We don't want to land amongst the stars. More kind of skid along the outer atmosphere.
God.
We want to be a skid mark on the outer atmosphere.
Brilliant.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect. That's a great start.
Yeah. Fantastic. So what have you been?
I've got. Sorry.
You get the control room in your ear going like, shut him up.
I've got different earbuds in tonight and they're kind of weird.
Oh.
And I didn't want to use my big cans.
I've got different lighting as well. I bought a new bulb for my light there, and it needs. I need to get a diffuser or something. It's casting out.
It's going to give you a.
I'm going to end up with a trucker's tan. Yeah, it's just going to be
Dreyfuss.
Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, and Close
that?
Encounters.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was thinking Jaws for some reason. That was more kind of blood from Shaw.
Yeah. Why was Jaws was it an anniversary of Jaws recently? Did you see a lot about Jaws?
45th anniversary, maybe? Because it was 1975.
45th anniversary.
That's crazy. 45 years ago.
45 years of Jaws. Still the greatest shark movie ever.
The Meg. which we talked about last week.
I asked one of my sons, "What's your favourite movie?" Right? He's not really kind of a big kind of movie guy, but he does like Dunkirk and stuff,
Mm.
and which is a great movie. But he said the Meg was his favourite movie of all time. It's 15. The Meg. I think I need to educate him a bit more.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Wasn't it your plan to like sit all your kids down Clockwork Orange style and force them to watch all the Star Wars movies? Is that not your plan?
Yeah. They refused to watch the new ones. Sorry, they refused to watch the original ones. Although I did strap Danny down last week and we watched Return of the Jedi.
Did he like the Ewoks?
He only wanted to see Darth Vader dying. That was the only reason he wanted to watch it. So I mean,
he watched them being born, I suppose.
All the way through it, he just went, he's eight years old. And all the way through it, he's like, when's the bit Darth Vader dies? So I ended up having to fast forward it to the bit where he dies.
It's a bit morbid, isn't it?
Yeah. He just wanted to know,
the mask.
How does he die? What does he look like under the mask? And what happens at the end?
Actually, I was going to mention a spoiler episode. I was going to mention a spoiler. Let's talk about that after. We'll talk about that after we've talked about what we're going to talk about just now, and I'll write it down. But what have you been watching this week?
Well, I think we both watched this, the Eurovision movie.
Yes, we did.
Will Ferrell.
Yes.
I liked it, right? I'll put it out there. I did like it. I thought it was a nice wee love letter to Eurovision. It was on point, but it wasn't like taking the mickey, really.
No,
it was
sponsored by the EBU as well. So that's the Eurovision Broadcasting Union, I think they're called. So it was like co-produced by them.
Yeah, and it's funny as well because me and Evelyn had been to Iceland at the start of the year there.
Wait a minute, was that you doing Volcano Man at the start of the movie?
Me and Evelyn. Funny that, wasn't it?
It was great.
So the songs were great in it, weren't they? The songs were cracking.
That Husavik song was amazing.
Yeah.
The hometown one.
Yeah.
I was like, no, there's something in you, right?
I know. But yeah, it's a good kind of feel-good movie, wasn't it?
It was really good, and it was nice to see Glasgow in there as well. Glasgow was
funny, wasn't it? It was like, God, it was like, Iceland. Then they were in Edinburgh, but they used the Hydro in Glasgow as the stadium.
Yeah,
which was so funny as well, from a point of view of being Scottish.
Yeah. Was that Glasgow Airport as well that you came? Because I've not been to Edinburgh Airport for a long time, but it looked very similar to Glasgow Airport with that kind of bridge that goes over the top of the. Oh, was it? Okay.
Because you can only fly.
All the same thing.
Because you can only fly from Edinburgh, I think.
Did you say we flowed?
We fluidificated.
It's easy for you.
I say flowed.
You said flowed.
That's the dogs kicking in, kids.
Anti-inflammatories, I should point out.
Yes, yeah.
Ask your granddad. Right, anyway, sorry.
That awkward age.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a feel-good movie. Very kind of predictable, the type of thing. Very long, though. That's my only gripe. It was like, The Irishman.
It wasn't
not quite that length, but
not quite that length. Yeah,
2 hours plus.
Yeah,
didn't need to be 2 hours plus. I don't think.
No. It was very. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought. I always find Rachel McAdams is so natural in movies. I think she's a fantastic actress. Will Ferrell was not his annoying self. He wasn't. And I don't mean that in a bad thing because Will Ferrell's he's hilarious. Farrell is hilarious. But he wasn't. He was quite subdued in this, I thought. Almost downright respectable. And there felt like there was a bit of improvisation in some of the scenes as well.
Yeah.
Like the bit where he's the parking attendant at the local harbour, and this guy comes out and he goes, "You're not giving me a ticket," and he goes, "Yes, you're getting a ticket." He says, "I spoke to your mum the other day there, and she said that you need to get tickets if you do this again." And there was this whole big thing about it, and that felt very natural, which
Yeah.
is probably because it was an improv thing that they did. But there was a few other scenes that were similar to that as well. I loved the whole the elves backstory thing.
Yeah, I was going
That
to
was
say that. That was funny.
that was
It's
so
like,
good.
I can't say anything, but
The little
bit when
folk,
the bit when
the bit where he gets a lift back to the airport, yeah, and they
the
stop
bad
off.
aye.
Yeah,
I can't say anything, but
no, no,
it's kind of
no,
spoilery.
no.
But
Yeah,
it was
it's really
Iceland's beautiful, though, isn't it?
yeah.
It's
Oh, it's really
lovely.
nice. Yeah,
Um,
I'm assuming that Husavik is now going to be like #1 tourist destination for a bunch of Americans now.
yeah,
If they've
it's so
ever watched it.
picturesque, though.
It's really nice. Yeah,
It's lovely,
it's beautiful. It's a nice part of the world.
lovely place. Yeah, so enjoyed that. No, I wouldn't. I'd recommend it.
Hmm.
I would recommend it. I've been watching Rick and Morty. I think I
Nice.
mentioned that last week. Maybe I didn't. Not sure.
I think we might have mentioned it in the group chat actually on
So
Facebook.
I've been sort of catching up with it because I don't know why I never watched it before now, but James was starting to watch it, so
Was that your Rick impersonation there?
I know. Terrible.
It's better than Morty.
Yeah, it was James. James that watched it. So he was like, "Why has he never watched it either before?" So I thought I'll give it a go as well. So
Yep.
I'm kind of almost the first season done,
Nice.
and it's good. It's funny.
Yeah, it's really good.
Ticks all the boxes, doesn't it?
It does.
Sci-fi
It's
and
such a good show.
Yeah, it's really good. The big one for us this week was the Dark, or Dark, the German show.
Yeah.
Season 3, we blasted it over 3 days. That is up there with my most favourite TV of all time, by the way.
Oh, really?
It was absolutely brilliant. The first and second seasons are brilliant, right? The third one goes, okay, if you think you can handle that, we're going to ramp it up and add some more elements to the layers that are already there.
Oh.
And me and Evelyn were like blowing our minds, like, you know.
Okay.
And the creators of it, and the writers and everything, just hats off.
Yeah.
Absolute incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's like a mixture of Back to the Future, Stranger Things, and Interstellar.
Oh, okay. I mean,
it's
yeah, the chances of me watching it on anything larger than an iPhone is probably slim.
Yeah, well,
because maybe I'll watch it downstairs actually.
In fact, throw a bit of Chernobyl in there as well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You know, it's a
Well, there's only 4 episodes.
Only is it not 5?
No, there's 5. I thought
there's 5, but aye.
I said I thought it seemed to end a bit abruptly. What are you talking about? The whole court scene where they all explain it. I'm like, what court scene?
We did Friday movie night, which ended abruptly. We were going to watch a second film. We were going to watch the first film we watched was Sonic Hedgehog.
You've seen that before, though, haven't you?
Aye, we did. We went to see it in the picture. That was the last picture we went to see in the cinema.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was released just before the pandemic as well.
Yeah, they just got it in there.
It's not had a good history, that Sonic movie.
No, I know. It's such a shame. It's a really good film as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually thought Jim Carrey looked really good as Dr.
Oh, he's brilliant in it.
Or Eggman, or whatever the hell they call him.
You know, it's great to see him doing that again, because you've not really seen him be that character for a while.
It's true.
But he doesn't overdo it either. It's not annoying. It's really good.
That's because secretly Jim Carrey is actually quite a good actor.
Oh, well, I know he is. But he is. he does have kind of issues, I think, doesn't he? I mean, have you ever seen that documentary about the Man in the Moon thing? About him
Yeah.
doing and he stays in
It's
character
fine.
and all that.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know, there is no gym and all that.
It's fine.
God. But then they say that about actors, don't they? They say that the actors are,
They're all a bit
hiding
weird.
mental issues. Look at Joaquin Phoenix. See him in an interview and stuff like that.
It's
He's
true.
quite an odd character.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we watched that. It was really good. Sonic, cutesy version, not the version we got in the trailers, which again was another one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was they overhumanized.
They changed.
The dog, yeah.
And then they listened to everybody and they held the movie back. Because remember, the movie was meant to come out last year.
It's supposed to come out. No, was it supposed to come out in February or something? And they were like, "Well, we better redo this again."
No.
Because they did the trailer in December.
No, it was last year.
Was
it
that
meant to come out.
All right. Okay.
Because they had to redo all the character stuff for Sonic.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have taken months.
True,
yeah, which was kind of unprecedented, isn't it? To do that.
I think. I mean, the danger was though that if they hadn't have done it, then nobody would have gone to see it.
Yeah, but then look what happened when it did come out.
Nobody went to see it.
Well, the thing, the COVID came in during it.
Coming up a ghost town.
Aye. So yeah, watched that, and then we started watching. I think it's called Into the Wild, the Harrison Ford.
Call of the Wild.
Thing. Call of the Wild.
No, Into the Wild is something completely different.
Is Into the Wild the one with Sean Penn directed?
Yes, that's the one about the guy that goes and gets an old school bus and lives in the wild. And doesn't quite make it back.
Spoilers.
To society.
That's a really, really sad film.
He's got a Wikipedia article.
That's such a sad film, that. But anyway, this isn't that. And we got about, 20 minutes in, then Danny decided he didn't want to watch it. But
did you point out the dog's entirely CGI?
Do you know, I couldn't tell from this trailer, but when you watch the film, you can totally tell because it's like, doing kind of humanistic. Is that a word?
It is now.
Human-like character. So you can totally tell it's a CGI dog. But the trailers, I didn't know until somebody pointed it out to me.
So hang on a minute. Is it? So I'm gonna ask a question, okay? Because I don't know the answer. Did a man dress up in a green suit and follow Harrison Ford around?
Yes, and the Corridor crew, who I bring up quite often, showed footage of it and how ridiculous it is.
Humans and dogs don't look the same.
You know what it was? It wasn't that. It was they pointed out somebody, in the Twilight movies, there's a giant wolf, and they had the actor dress up in a green suit and get his head clapped and all that. And then they showed the Call of the Wild footage behind the scenes and how much better it was. Treating the dog, or treating the human person, being the dog. Aye. But yeah, I was getting into it, man. I was like, really enjoying it. Yeah. And then abruptly, right, we're not watching it now. I'm going to watch it myself. Yeah. Aye. So that was that.
Sometimes these movies, you got to watch on your Todd. Like there's movies on my list that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nobody would want to watch with me. Yeah.
I don't think everyone is that bothered about it either. So.
And to be honest, I'm surprised I got to watch Eurovision.
Oh really?
Yeah. I didn't think anyone was interested in it, and everybody else went, "Yeah, okay, let's watch it." And I'm like, "Okay."
But it's getting a good buzz about it.
It is, although the BBC, I don't know who the guy is.
Mark Kermode?
No, it wasn't him. It was some guy in the BBC. He gave it 2 out of 5 stars, and I thought, that's a bit harsh. It's not. It's by no
Well,
means. It's by no means high art, but the songs are spot on. The performances are great. There's plenty of funnies in it. I mean, it is an actual comedy movie, which is
yeah.
something that is very rare these days. I know that's glib and flippant comment, but seriously, there's the amount of movies that purport to be comedies and you don't laugh at them. You're like, geez,
Yeah.
this is garbage. This was actually genuinely nice, wholesome fun, I would say. Like no one can take offense to the jokes. Nobody was laughing at anyone else. It was very much,
Yeah.
well, you were laughing at the people that were involved in it. You weren't laughing at, you know, and you weren't laughing at Iceland.
No,
In fact, they
no, it
came
was
across,
very. The jokes were very tasteful. They
yeah,
didn't take the mickey out of the
they came
actual.
across as being very nice, genuine people as well. The Iceland.
Aye, they did. Aye, and
And the BBC guy said they were reduced to a stereotype wearing woolen jumpers and they're all fishermen. And you're going like,
he's never been to Iceland. Then clearly,
I mean, any picture I've ever seen, and we in any Scandinavian country. So you go to like Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland, they're all wearing those because we remember our dentist was Norwegian, and they all had those massive, huge, big, heavy woolen jumpers that
not
we
while
got
he was
handed
doing his
us.
dentistry.
No, when he's doing his dentures, he's not going and then knit one pearl one like that.
No,
But no,
but it wasn't Mark Kermode then because he enjoyed it. He liked it, and he loves the Eurovision. And he basically said it was a great tribute to the Eurovision.
I thought it was as well. I thought it
Yeah,
looked great, and it was nice seeing Graham Norton in there as well. Playing
that's
Graham
right. Aye.
Norton.
So, what about you then? What have you been watching?
Well, I have a list.
Oh God,
All right, okay. So the 100
you're
and
gonna force choke you live on air.
Modern Family. We
Anyway,
finished. We finished Modern Family.
thank God for that.
Um,
Everyone cheers.
Hey. Well, actually, we haven't finished it. We finished season 10 because season 10 is the only one that's on Netflix. But we've done it. We've done it. And so now I've got to go back and mop up a few things. So I never finished Narcos Mexico, so I'm going through that.
Right.
Watched a couple of episodes of that this week. That's almost done as well. Man in the
Is that
High.
a solo watch for you?
Oh yeah, no, the subtitles. It's not happening.
No.
So there's Narcos there, and then there's Man in the High Castle, which of course is also subtitles. So I'm watching that by myself, and it's also about time traveling. Nobody watches subtitles.
You're kidding.
I'm not. Remember we used to joke about me not watching black and white movies, which is funny because why would I just watch color movies instead of black and white movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't get anyone to watch with subtitles.
Do
Oh,
you know why
subtitles.
we're okay with subtitles? Most people are, I would say, these days. But we
Most
used to
people actually
watch.
watch with subtitles.
Yeah, but we used to watch when we'd go in the ships with our dad. We'd watch all the English or English spoken movies.
Yeah,
Then we would watch all the Korean movies.
yeah, it's true.
Every single one. All these kind of mad Korean kung fu movies.
Yeah,
And they'd all be subtitled.
yeah,
We'd watch everything.
I know. I to this day I can't watch dub things. It just bugs me.
I can't watch dubbed things either.
I can't do it. I'd rather watch it with the original, like
Yeah.
the Money Heist. I couldn't watch it, and I'm like, there's got to be a Spanish audio English subtitle version of this.
There is.
There is. I know. Luckily there is, but I'm like I can't because the default version on Netflix is
I know.
English
Dubbed.
garbage, and it just doesn't like you. There's something about the audio when they do the dubbing. It's like it's like they're doing it over a Zoom call. Like it doesn't sound. You're not getting the same. Even when they do like ADR, they get like room tone. They don't seem to give you the room tone when you move to the dubbing part of it. So it doesn't sound right.
But it's the whole out of sync thing as well for me. Because I started watching The Dark, the first episode, right?
Mhm.
And then it was dubbed, and I'm like, I'm not watching this. That's what put me off.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember how I realised that you could turn that off and you could watch it with the original actors' voices.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, right, let's watch this.
Well, let's do
That's
that.
when I started watching it.
Yeah. I've lost my bit of paper.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh, here it is. The bit of paper was in front of me. So yeah, Man in High Castle. I also watched Eurovision that we talked about there. And then because I was flicking through Prime, I saw that It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood was on. So I watched
Tom Hanks?
That's the Tom Hanks movie talking about Fred Rogers.
Is that that's probably not on UK.
Probably not, no. It's okay. I've seen Fred Rogers. I've seen, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the show. I've seen him being interviewed, and he comes across as a really nice guy. There's a few times where Hanks has come across as being a bit creepy, kind of like children, kind of like the child catcher in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, that kind of creepy, and it doesn't quite work for this character. And also, Hank seems to be the serial sixth cousin of famous historical figures that he then has to play on movies. Like he turns out he's related to Fred Rogers. He's also related to Disney, who he played in Saving Mr. Banks. Yeah, and he's also related to the guy that was on The Post as well, which is another movie. But anyway, I thought
he does a lot of biopics, doesn't he?
He does do a lot of biopics.
Sully as well, which was great.
Mr. Wilson's War as well. He's okay in it. Like he kind of gets the mannerisms right, and the cast is phenomenal. The guy that plays Vogel is a Welsh actor. I can't place him. I haven't seen him in anything, but he's really good as well. His long-suffering wife is good as well. What's his face? Cooper. God, you'd recognize him. See him?
Dominic Cooper.
No, it wasn't Dominic Cooper. Was it Dominic Cooper? He was in Lone Star. He played Matthew McConaughey's son in because it was a weird thing because Matthew McConaughey was the younger sheriff who had a baby who was played by this Cooper guy, and he was retelling it, so it was kind of interesting. So Lone Star's a great movie.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah, that's a great
really good film.
It's a really good movie. Yeah. Anyways, the guy that was in that as well, and it's a story about the reporter rather than the story about Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
So Mr. Rogers is actually a minor character in his own biopic. So, but it's good. It's not terrible. I'm glad I watched it. It was good. Yeah. It was good times. It wasn't the best movie ever made and all that kind of stuff, but it was good. I
like I like Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he's all right. I liked him in his early stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I think he needs to lighten up these days.
I liked his early stuff.
Yeah, the man with
one big and stuff like that.
Yeah, the man with one shoe and
Splash.
Yeah, Splash, which is the reason why Splash Mountain is called Splash Mountain.
I love all these
fan facts.
always watch his stuff.
Yeah, and so we decided we were going to do a movie night on Friday because it was July 3rd, and July 3rd, Disney Plus released Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
On Friday, so we watched Hamilton.
The rappy musical.
My God, no. See,
is it not?
You think it is, but it isn't. Oh. It contains a lot of musical genres. Each character has their own musical genre, and it is start to finish music. It's basically a giant prog rock concept album.
Really?
Yeah, it's 2.5 hours, and it is, quite frankly, sir, amazing.
Is it?
It's really good. Like you'll be humming every tune. They have a bit where they're all doing the my name is Alexander Hamilton and all that kind of stuff. And then there's one called what's it called?
I do like a musical.
Satisfied. which is a great song, sung from there's three sisters, and it's sung from the point of view of the older sister, who's basically giving her younger sister away because she can't ruin the family by going with this, by giving her hand to this basically destitute orphan dude guy called Alexander Hamilton. And so she like fobs her off to her daughter, her sister, but she's in love with him, but she knows it won't work because he's got no money. But because she's the other girl's the second youngest daughter, that'll be okay because she can then go away and meet a rich guy and marry into that family, and she'll be happy. She'll be satisfied, and it's a great song as well. And then King George comes on, played by the same guy that plays Kristoff in Frozen. Did you know that the man who plays Kristoff in Frozen is also the man who plays the guy in Mindhunter, Ford?
No.
Nah, neither did I.
What?
Anyway, so he comes on and he plays King George the Third, and he is amazing. He does this song called "You'll Be Back." Just do a search for "You'll Be Back," Hamilton.
I think we watched that.
And it is hilarious. It's all about I'll send an armed battalion to prove my love. Ya da 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 da. It's a great song. It's probably my favorite song in all of Hamilton. That and Satisfied, actually, is probably the two that were stand out for me.
It's
but
funny,
they have like a rap battle. So instead of having debates, they have rap battles.
Right.
It's fantastic. Honestly, it's really well done, really well produced. The set design is amazing. The way that there's a bit in it where she one of the characters explains it's like you should it's Hamilton explains that he's in the middle of a hurricane, and the ensemble are all picking up chairs and tables and all that kind of stuff and holding them at angles like that, and they're just kind of silhouetted around him, and it looks like he's at the eye of the hurricane. Oh, it's amazing. It's fantastic.
Do you think that because Disney Plus has got no new content, because this was meant to come out next year?
Oh, was it?
Yeah. And I don't know if it was going to be like a movie version. That's why it was going to be next year. But because they've got zero content on Disney Plus, they went, let's rush this out and we'll just video the production, theatre production.
Well, it was filmed over 3 different performances. This is a fact, by the way.
Wow.
I was watching a video about this.
Back to the day, guys.
So it was filmed over 3 performances. The 2 performances were with the original cast. The guy, Rory O'Malley, I think his name was. No relation to the cat. That's a Walt Disney joke. O'Malley, from Aristocats. Aristocats? No,
Never seen it.
Okay. All right. Anyway, he stepped down for the night so that, or for the 2 nights that were recording it, so that Jonathan Groff could redo his, because he was the original King George III.
All right. So
they brought him back. So they recorded those 2 nights. They also went back to the theatre when there was an off night and then recorded close-ups and things. And then they mixed it all together, post-production. But it is superb. I think it's on Disney Plus in the UK.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yep.
You should watch. You should definitely watch it.
God, we're definitely going to watch it this week.
Yeah, it's start to finish song. There's no talking in it whatsoever. It's not like, but if only I could remind him of my true love. And the piano starts.
I think it's more surreal when they do burst into song from talking.
Yeah,
it's better if it's just all singing.
It's all singing. It's the play starts.
Remember Sweeney Todd?
Oh, I've never seen it.
Never see that? You not seen that?
No.
Oh, God. I didn't actually realise it was a musical.
Oh yeah, Sweeney Todd, the Butcher of Barber Street, or Barber of Butcher Street, however it's called. What's it called? It's the Butcher of
London or something. I don't know. Anyway, but I didn't realise it was a musical from start to finish.
To the stars.
Until the first scene, and I'm like,
this guy's
singing. Didn't even realise it. In fact, I don't think when I went to see it, I didn't even realise it was a musical.
I mean, there's certain, maybe it's because you like these things, but like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, not Charlie in the Chocolate, Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. When she sings "Cheer Up, Charlie,"
The original.
seems okay. It's kind of like a woman, getting about her business. She's singing a wee song. It kind of fits in there. And then when he sings, "In a world of pure imagination," it feels like it's part of it.
You need to see Sweeney Todd. It's cracking. Great.
It's on Netflix over here. Maybe I'll watch it. But I recommend.
I'm going to watch it.
I recommend Hamilton. It's nice. They mentioned Burnham in it as well, which is kind of, I was like, cool. And then to top off the week, I decided, no one else did. I decided that what I would do is I would give the prequel trilogy another chance.
Yes.
And I watched The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith back to back, one day after the other.
Right. Good idea.
No, it's a terrible idea. It was the worst idea ever. And the next time some idiot suggests that to himself, he's not going to follow through with it. However, in the interest of podcasting, I now need to watch the sequel trilogy back to back.
As in Force Awakens, the
Last Jedi,
Rise of Skywalker.
So, do you want to know what my thoughts were on
Yeah. It's probably how long since you last saw those movies?
10 years.
Aye.
Well, when did Revenge of the Sith come out?
Jeez, man.
So whenever that came out, that was the last time
Early
I watched
2000s, was it?
Yeah. I don't know. Let me look it up.
1999.
So Revenge of the Sith came out 2005, so 15 years ago. So yeah, I think I watched it again after that because I've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably let's say roughly 10 years ago. So okay, the CGI in Phantom Menace is awful. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I know you put a lot of hard work into it, but it is so dated. It's unbelievably dated.
I think though you've got to remember though they were pioneering a lot of stuff though.
Oh no, I know, but the thing is, a lot of this stuff was practical effects. So the pod race thing, that was a model. The pod race stuff, none of that was CGI. I'm talking about Jar Jar Binks, Boss Nass, those kind of characters. They're so far deep into the uncanny valley. It's not true.
Do you know what?
They're glass eyes. They just look dead.
Do you know what it was? They got it wrong. The fact that they thought this is the way movie making's going. That we need to make all the sets CGI. We need to make all the characters CGI. And the sets look completely empty, don't they?
The set
emptiness.
It looks like it's two actors sitting on a green box in a soundstage, surrounded by green things. It just looks like that. But like, if you didn't know anything else, you'd be like, "Why are they sitting there?" It's not like it's a park bench. It's just they're sitting there, and you're like,
"There's a lot of walking and talking in it as well, isn't there?"
A lot of walking and talking.
Sitting around.
There's three. I noticed there was 3 scenes back to back, walking and talking. No one does that. No one does that. That's on the director. That's on the editor. That's terrible.
Do you know?
I also noticed as well. There was a bit in it where I've never seen it before, and somebody pointed out in some video somewhere, and it's the bit where there's 2 separate takes. I noticed it 3 times. There was like 3 separate takes. I was like, "Oh my god, this is so bad!" And like they just blends them into it, and it's because it's like they're sitting there, and then all of a sudden it goes to that, and it's like, oh, it's the worst.
As well, then.
No, you don't. So, Attack of the Clones.
Sorry, just quickly there. Do you know that? And I think this was in the Mandalorian, making of that. The Phantom Menace had the biggest miniatures, as in physical miniatures
Yep.
made for any one of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Even though it was heavy CGI.
Yeah. Well, like that's what I'm saying is the pod race. That whole thing is practical effects. Like all the Naboo stuff as well. That's all practical effects. That's salt instead of water coming down there. The waterfalls. So Attack of the Clones. There's a bit in it where the Separatists are meeting together, ironically, or together. I just thought it was like a Separatist and they're all together. And one half of the group are humans in practical effects, and the other half are CGI. It's just all CGI, and it cuts to it, and it's just this like painterly background. It looks like paint daubs, and then the main character guy is the same thing as well, and you're like, it doesn't look real. It looks like somebody's got a scene from Clone Wars, and like that effect, and then pasted that in there. Just not good. And the clone troopers, the way they move is very. It's almost like they use the same rig for the battle droids. They're very kind of
that stuff.
Yeah.
But Ray Harryhausen,
yeah, and that's not too. I mean, that's okay. Like stop motion's okay, and it's like I kind of like the way they did that for in the Mandalorian. They did that for IG-11 as well, where he was Cool as or Keel or whatever his name was nursing the IG-11 back together, and it was kind of stop motiony thing. That was okay.
Like that bit actually.
Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of bad. All through all of this, though, is the clunkiest dialogue you have ever seen.
Awful.
It's I don't care. Like the whole thing with what was it? She says, "Oh, I wish we were back on Naboo, back by the lakeside, where none of this had happened before we knew all this kind of stuff." And there's a bit in it as well, just after he's killed the Sand People. Spoilers. So just after he's killed the Sand People, and she's going, "What's the matter, Annie? What's the matter?" And he goes, he says, "I killed them, not just the men, the women too, and the children." And he's just, it's so bad.
The first time I saw that scene, I really liked it.
And she goes, "Okay." Like,
I know. How can she possibly like him?
Not the Miranda sings, "You're a monster." No. She's like, "Okay." And then she gets it. Then Obi-Wan goes, "He killed the younglings," like a last-ditch attempt to get her to spill the beans where he was. And she goes, "Annie would never do that." Really? Never do that?
I keep calling him
Never
Annie as well.
Do that. It's
so bad. Did you see the bit that I was talking about? The bit when he's in bed sweating? His hands.
Which time? There's two times.
His hands down.
That's right, yeah. His robot hand.
Yeah.
Hey-oh.
So bad. The Jango Fett bit's good.
Jody, I don't know about you, but do you not lie like that, stiff as a board, in bed?
Oh, yeah.
I do that all the time.
Aye.
So then I wake up and I go, "No." Like that. "Oh, I'm afraid you killed her in your grief." No.
The Jango Fett bit was good. Obi-Wan.
That bit was okay.
But
like the
never really explained properly, though, is it?
Nothing.
I think that bit's explained.
None of it makes any sense.
Sifo-Dyas and all that. I mean,
no, doesn't make any sense. And the other thing as well is, so Mace Windu decapitates Jango Fett. Okay.
By the way, he is the worst, most useless character in the prequels, and his lightsaber fighting style is utter crap.
So when I first saw the prequels, I thought Mace Windu was really cool. And then I watched it this week and I'm like, this guy's garbage time. It's just so bad. Anyway, he's so slow, is he? But he's like, is he dark side? Like, is he Sith? Because the way that he acts, he always looks like, who's this guy? He's always doing these kind of side glances to Yoda. And it's like, are those two an item?
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're an item.
You don't know.
A modern world.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
Human and whoever the hell Yoda is.
Let's not imagine it. Right.
Please don't.
No.
Jumping all over the place. In
bed.
Sheets are everywhere.
Rhoda, that's my ear. That's up my nose.
Pleasure me, you will.
God. Anyway.
Oh, God.
What did mushroom look like?
Try and erase that from our minds.
Anyway.
So Mace Windu's just decapitated Jango Fett. So he turns up and he gets picked up by all these clones who are clones of Jango Fett. And and this guy goes to me, he's like, General, we need your help here, blah, blah. All of a sudden he's General. Yeah, no dialogue, no explanation. General, whatever.
Fett?
No, Windu. And he goes like, okay, let's go and shoot those spaceships down. And like, okay, and these clones of this guy that you just killed, you're just going to trust them. No one knows who ordered these guys.
I know.
Nobody knows the citizenship, how they're going to figure all this crap out. Like, are they part of the Empire? Are they part of the Republic? Sorry, are they?
Yeah.
Who are these guys? Where did they come from? Just let's go over there and blow those guys up because those are our current baddies. What?
How could they get it so wrong? Even George Lucas got it all wrong.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. Like, none of it makes any sense. And I was reading the crawl. I don't want to get into the crawl thing, but
is that the one that starts off war?
Yeah. What is it good for?
Is that Revenge of the Sith?
I think it's Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Aye, sorry.
Yeah. Do you know what? They're so memorable. I can't remember. And I saw them. I saw Revenge of the Sith yesterday. That's how memorable these movies are.
Revenge of the Sith's the best one, though, out of the three.
Yes.
But they still get problems.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, no, there's tons of problems in any of these things. The other one as well, so in Attack of the Clones? Yeah, Attack of the Clones. So let me get this straight. Jango Fett, a bounty hunter, hires another bounty hunter to kill Queen Amidala or Senator Amidala.
Aye.
She then uses a robot to deliver 2 millipedes that will kill her.
Mm-hmm.
She has a long-range weapon that she's a pretty good shot at because she shoots Mace Windu out the Obi-Wan out of the sky with it. Why didn't she? And here's a crazy thought: park her little spaceship, dead.
Well, why didn't
Jango
just
do it
himself?
Because he's pretty good as well. And the other thing as well, so there's a bit where
there's so many pointless characters, isn't there, in Star Wars?
Yes, including Kerry Russell.
That could have been a cool Jango Fett bit.
Exactly, yeah, and maybe got a bit of insight into the character. So anyway, so Obi-Wan's on this robot thing that the other bounty, whoever she is, I don't know who she is, goes like that, and then this Sebulba-looking guy goes, puta Jedi. Like, how does he know he's a Jedi?
Maybe he's dressed.
The way he's dressed. A lot of people dress like that with the knee-high boots and the weird skirt thing on. Lars Owen, he dressed like that.
He did, to be fair.
So he's a moisture farmer. She's been moisture farmer.
So that's one of the things that people say. Which,
by the way, puta is not a nice word in Spanish.
I can imagine.
I don't know how they get that by the censors.
That's one of the things they say about the kind of plot hole things. Why has Luke still got the second name of Skywalker when he's plonked in the and also why did he drop Obi-Wan still have his Jedi robes on? But like you say, that was just the way that what they wore.
Also, Master of Disguise, Obi-Wan, Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, I wonder if he means old Ben. You think? Do you know many Kenobis around here in Tatooine? No, I didn't think so.
To that TV series, though.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes. Hello there.
Hello there. Oh, that was so bad as well. I'd forgotten about that. Well, I hadn't forgotten about that, but I'd forgotten how bad it was. The way he drops in, he goes, "Oh,
I
Obi-Wan, General
love that.
Obi-Wan," the robot that coughs, General Grievous. I have learned your Jedi ways.
I know.
Literally.
That's Sith, isn't it? Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Hello
Yeah, I
there.
liked all that stuff. I liked all that. I liked the bit at the start as well when they're trying to rescue Palpatine, the kind of banter,
That bit was okay. Yeah, that was good.
R2 and stuff.
Again, there was a lot of bad CGI in that though, where they do the rescue and they're kind of sliding down the embankment. The ship's going like that.
It's a bit
Um,
nuts. Remember the video game of that? I loved the video game on the PS3. Was it PS2?
yeah, probably PS2 actually.
PS2 it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that video game.
Also, they have. I don't know who designed their ships, but they have the worst viewing. Like they've got a window which is about that size, and then there's a kind of tapered out bit. But the tapered out bit is useless because the wings come in like that. So you basically go, it's like,
Yeah.
you're looking
Tunnel
through the
vision.
window like this.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to see that? And they go, there's a droid on my back. How would you know?
So many problems with it. I know we keep saying this, but we should do some commentary videos
Oh yeah, we
on
should.
movies that
Yeah,
we did before. We did Last Jedi. It's the only one we've done.
we should do Rise of Skywalker. I'm gonna rip that to the movie to shreds.
Yeah, why don't we? We do that one with James.
Yeah,
As a wee special.
yeah, that's a good
That's a
idea.
good idea. No.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
Get his
Bring
take
that
on it.
down.
Mine, so I've come to the conclusion that the prequels were bad, the sequels are bad. We're left with three good original movies. Rogue One, and Solo's not too bad. And that's it. All
I
that
like
money,
Force Awakens. Force Awakens for my money was a good one.
but it's just a retelling. And apparently, Bob
Rogue
Iger
One's
got
crap.
involved in that to fix it. So
Yeah. Well, should we talk about the rumor that everybody's talking about on the internet? The fact that the new trilogy, as in the one that's just finished, the Rey trilogy, is not to be canon anymore.
I
It's
was
going to be kind
that
of
was
alternate
that was
universe
the
thing.
teaser at the start. That was what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll do it? I mean, we should
No,
mention
I
that
don't.
there's for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Star Wars is split into two different universes. It's kind of like the Marvel universe, although Marvel's got thousands of universes. There's a cinematic universe, which is one part of Marvel, and then there's the other universe, which is the comic book version of it. Star Wars is split into two. There's Legends, which is they will not appear in a movie, and then there's, or sorry, not that they won't appear in a movie, they haven't appeared in a movie, therefore they're non-canon. And canon is what you see in the movie.
Movies only.
Yeah. So in canon now,
But they've went
TIE
back on.
fighters can fold their wings. That's
They
canon.
went back. They went back on things though, because
They did, yeah.
when
When Disney took over.
when the new stuff came out, they said that everything would be tied into each other. Everything, all the books, comic books, everything would be canon, and it would all be tied in. And it's not.
No.
They've not done it that way. They've messed it up. Not done it. And now they're talking about the this the new latest trilogy being non-canon now as well.
Yeah.
So they've totally
Well, to be fair, this is just a rumor. This is a couple of guys on the internet, and I'm not.
Where the source come from?
I'm not in the. It's some rumor mill. I'm not in the camp that wants this to be true. Sorry, let me back up a little bit. The reason why people don't want this to be true is because there are a bunch of internet trolls who don't like the new movie because
Adult
they think
babies
it's
like
pushing,
me.
they're pushing a certain agenda in these movies. I don't like the new trilogy because it's not good storytelling. I like it because it's an insult to Star Wars. Sorry, I don't like them because they're an insult to Star Wars. Tell whatever story you want, but keep it true to the source material. So
100%.
my big bugbear with anything of this kind of stuff is you gotta have a compelling story behind it. And when I was watching the prequels, I was thinking about Dune, and I would have actually have preferred it to be more like Dune. They could have, like Lucas could have just ripped off a bit more of the source material from Dune, and that would have made a lot more sense. Like families arguing, there could be like different empires. There could have been, different factions or something. Or maybe
Game
it's
of
like
Thrones in space.
yeah, kind of Game of Thrones in space kind of thing. But he never went that way. He went to this like trade federation, a bunch of robots, and it just seemed a bit, I don't
Yeah.
know.
In fact,
But
I mean, at least there was a thread through that one. There's a plan, right? At least.
yeah, yeah, there
It
isn't
all kind of the Revenge of the Sith. It all just did
the sequel.
happen at the end. The last half hour. Oh, he's going dark. Oh, he's changing into Darth Vader. Oh, all seemed to happen in the last 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah. I
Whereas
guess
there was no thread through the new trilogy.
I was thinking as well that maybe he left a lot of it out because he knew that the Clone Wars TV series was coming up, and he left a gap in there to do the Clone Wars series. And I can kind of understand that. I can get behind that. What I don't see about the the new trilogy though is um, there's there's no continuity between it and any other episode in this. It could be three separate movies.
Oh, completely.
They could all be. They're not part of a trilogy. They're not. There's no. I know that the original trilogy was like I was always intended to make three movies, and it's like no, you didn't. But we always, wink. Yes, of course you did.
Exactly.
At least this time you've got the opportunity to do that, and they blew that opportunity. They didn't
Completely.
the story arc through it. So
I mean, like I've always said, Last Jedi is if Last Jedi was a separate movie, it was about a different Jedi that was away, it was became a hermit and stuff. They were trying to get him back.
yeah,
I'd have been fine with that. But Luke
you could call it
Skywalker,
Rogue Jedi.
Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
it's a total insult of a movie. It's a complete insult to, like you say, the original trilogy and stuff. And
Although we disagree
to a
with
certain
certain
extent,
bits about that.
what's that?
I still think the whole that piece of jewelry that they keep on floating around with the lightsaber, like, there's so much history in this. It's like it doesn't mean anything to Luke Skywalker's a Jedi. He's a
That's
Jedi.
nonsense.
That's
That is nonsense. It's passed from
there's
father to son. That is
no, that's
the
not
thing that
true.
means everything.
That's not true.
It is. It's totally disrespectful. That's the most disrespectful part of that movie.
A Jedi can not love nor have possessions, is what the line is. Well, I'm butchering the line, but that's what he says in Attack of the Clones. He says, we're not allowed to have any of this stuff. We're not allowed to have possessions. We're not allowed to love people. That's why
But it means for the viewer, for us, it means something. It means something, and it's disrespectful from our
okay.
point of view.
Maybe, but in the universe of Star Wars, it's a lightsaber. Like
I know what you're saying, but
Luke loses his lightsaber and he has to build another one.
yeah, but
Which, by the way,
for me,
would be the
it was
crystal
like,
from, but let's not bother getting into that one.
yeah, but no. Getting back to the kind of subject, I don't think I think it's just a rumor that's circulated. These movies have made billions for Disney, right? They could
But
have
they
done
haven't
better,
merchandise
but
wise.
they've still burst the merchandise. No figures get sold for the last two movies,
No,
which is
exactly,
unheard of.
and that is a problem because that's kind of what because when you
Unheard of that.
when you think Star Wars, you think merchandise.
Absolutely.
You know, the bottom line is that you want bums on seats to go and see at the cinema, but you also want them to go and buy the toys later on so they can reenact
Yeah,
it and do the
that was a
their
big
own
one.
battles and imagination, all that kind of stuff. And no
Yep.
one does that now, short
No.
of a few collectors that will go out and buy anything because it's Poe's new X-wing or whatever.
Yeah,
There's very, very few people out there buying the
that
toys.
is a big one.
That is a huge problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing as well is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge has not been as well received as they'd like, and I think part of that is down to there's a backlash because of these movies. Now, whether you like the movies or not, that's up
People
for
do.
debate.
People do like them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dislike every part of those movies.
No.
I loved Force Awakens. You all know what I thought about Last Jedi, and I thought uh, Rise of Skywalker was a step up.
Yeah. I don't like Rise of Skywalker. I mean, like all the characters that they've introduced are likable. So Finn, really
Yeah, yeah,
likable. He's
totally.
kind of not the comic relief, but he's the one with he's the quick wit. He's a bit funny. Poe's the more serious. Oh, shut up! We're doing it this way, kind of guy. Ray is supposed to be the new the second coming kind of thing. That she's the one that will bring balance to the force.
I loved
And
Finn in the first one, and see by Last Jedi, because the way it was used, I thought, well, I don't really care if he dies here.
yeah,
He's terrible. Because the first one I absolutely loved. I was like,
yeah.
yay! He dies in the next one, I'll be crying.
But again, it's the
Not so
the
bad.
problem where it's it's the same. It's seven people or whatever it is saving the galaxy. It's like it's not really seven people saving the galaxy. There's a lot more people here. We're just whittling it down to seven likable people. So they've got to be likable for a start. Um, so I don't know. I
They were
I
billion
think
dollar movies, but I know what you mean.
I think
Obviously,
they were missed opportunities. I think they could have been better had they like.
a
The
total missed
big problem I have
opportunity.
is that the J.J. Abrams. And I know you like J.J. Abrams, but he's all about action movies, and he's not really about like I don't think he understands Star Wars.
I do. I think he
Not-
does. Ryan Johnson doesn't.
Do you think
We had
do you think
we
J.J.
had the
Abrams
leaks.
understands Star Wars more than Dave
Oh
Filoni?
yeah, 100%. No, 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 no. Definitely not.
Yeah,
No, no.
or John
John
Favreau?
Favreau, John Favreau, and Dave Filoni. Yes,
But
please.
the thing though is, I don't think John Favreau knows as much. Like no one knows as much Star Wars as, but other than George Lucas probably as Dave Filoni. But I think that what John Favreau brings to the table is he's an awesome filmmaker, and he can tell a great story, he can direct the hell out of a great story, and I think given the fact he pretty much wrote Iron Man along with RDJ.
I think Favreau knows enough, though.
But
For
this one thing is he's a good storyteller,
Star Wars fans to be happy that he's in the helm.
yeah, and I think that's the problem though is that J.J. Abrams is not a good storyteller. He's he
He's a good setter up of a story, but he's not a good
They
finisher.
can't finish it though. Lost, for example.
Yeah.
That show about Alcatraz that got started and then get ended. Star Trek as well. I mean, the list goes on and things that he started that hasn't finished, and so he's. It didn't help the fact that Ryan Johnson painted him into a corner at the end of
No, it
the
didn't.
second movie, but just because you get painted into a corner doesn't mean to say that you have to rush around the entire galaxy and do what happened in Return Rise.
A lot of Rise of
Rise of
Skywalker
Skywalker.
was fan service, though.
Mm.
A lot of it was,
But
and it was what people
what they thought people wanted.
expected.
I didn't want it.
No,
I want a good story. I honestly, that's all I want is a good. I keep saying this. I'm going to keep saying it to the day I die. I just want a good story. Like if you
me too.
present a good story to me, it doesn't matter about it. And
Me too. But it was just
it's fantasy,
there
but
was
it's
just
got to
no
be
planning. No
grounded in
planning.
that universe.
That was the bottom line.
Yeah, no.
But and it could be the fact that you're talking about merchandise and figures and stuff like that. And, they never even produced any because there was no need, there was no demand for it.
Yeah.
But then kids are, it's not the 1970s anymore. It's not the 80s. Kids are playing Fortnite and things. They need to be more.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. Is the fact that people aren't going to buy. I mean, it was what, £1 a figure or something when we were kids, and now it's like,
more than that.
Well, it's $10 for a figure now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, we had like 5 or 6 stormtroopers.
Yeah. I've been buying
spend $10 on $50 on 5 stormtroopers.
I have been buying some of this stuff, but I noticed the first time I noticed the kind of lack in figures was for Solo. And you know that too, because remember you said when you go to Disney, Star Wars, you'd have a wee look out for some of the Solo movie figures, and there was nothing that I didn't have.
I saw when I was there in Epcot.
The ones you mentioned to me, I already had them,
and it was like a big box thing. This is before you said you were interested in it, so I never got it. But I wasn't going to get it anyway because I didn't know who the hell this droid was. But it was a L3ET or LE3T or whatever the hell, elite basically. And it was like a kind of plasticky thing of her. But no. But
no, it's the original size, 3 3/4 inch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, do you think they'll cancel it then?
No,
I don't think it will either.
Not cancel it, but they make it non-canon.
Because they basically have to erase that, and probably Force Awakens as well. Not Force Awakens, Rogue One as well.
No, because that's not part of that.
It's not part of the trilogy. Yeah, it's true.
Technically.
Yeah.
Even though it is within the story, it's not part of it. So they won't. What's the point? I mean,
well, I think as well they'll end up with.
I think they'll learn from the lessons. I think that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
Regroup.
But so the bigger question, and I think maybe this is a discussion for another day, and maybe we should have a longer discussion about this. But what is the future of Star Wars?
That's a very good question.
Is it in the past?
Did you hear, just before I know we've kind of went a bit long, I think, have we? I'm not sure.
A little bit, yeah.
Did you hear about the rumours about Ryan Johnson's trilogy?
No. Well, I heard he wanted to do like Harry Potter in space.
Oh, well, the latest ones I've heard is basically he wants to have like a different part of the universe of Star Wars completely. He wants to have it they're not even Jedi, right? And they're riding about in dinosaurs. There's no lightsabers, it's all kind of bows and arrows and stuff. Like, why even call that Star Wars? Why even have that? This guy does not understand Star Wars.
Is that not just Avatar?
Exactly, that's what I thought. Sounds like Avatar. Mr. Johnson, I hate to break this to you, but James Cameron has had that idea already.
What?
No, I mean, I like Ryan Johnson's other films, but stay away from Star Wars, please. You do not have a clue.
This isn't the movie franchise you're looking for.
Exactly. Jeez, oh man. I saw that. I think it was that guy Mike Zero that posted a video up about that, and I'm like, if that's true, why doesn't even entertaining that? And Kathleen Kennedy is her contract ends next year.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I think
somebody else will be in control of Star Wars stuff.
I think what they'll do is they'll find a succession plan for Kevin Feige, whatever his name is, and he'll move over to Star Wars. That would be.
He is, isn't he? He's moving into.
I think he's doing a movie. I'm not sure if he's doing like a trilogy or whatever, but he's working on something at Star Wars.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about all these things that are getting worked on. You know,
Yeah.
the latest thing. That's
The,
not New
the,
Republic.
the
It's
problem.
the High Republic or something. It's called.
Oh yeah. This is the old. This is going back to
Aye.
the Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
The
been
old
kind of
Republic.
canned a bit as well,
Yeah.
or it's been delayed or something. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm. So maybe that's a discussion that we should do some research on, and we'll have a wee talk about it later on. But I think we'll end there. Thank you all for listening. Smash the like button if you like this content, and let us know in the comments below if you can do any better.
What you'd like to see?
B-, must try harder, that kind of thing, or A+, whatever you want. Anyway, yeah, and what you would like to see as well, as Jody said there. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. Thank you for watching. Jody, you want to?
Yeah, we'd just like your input, and if you want us to talk about a certain subject or whatever, we can ramble on about anything, you know. And
We don't even
if you
know
want
about
facts, don't come here.
No.
We
But
can
you will get a lively discussion though.
waffles and rambles. Thanks for listening, guys.